So this is something that's been bugging me a little bit lately. And this video might even be a little bit of a rant. But why have we picked a hobby that is, in essence, very time consuming, but then we fret and sort of complain about the time it takes? So if you're into sort of tabletop gaming, Dungeons and Dragons, war games, these kind of things, you've got miniatures that are sort of yay big. Usually, you know, to play a game, you need quite a few of them. Even if it's just sort of a smaller game, you might need 10, you might need 15. And you're playing it on sort of a tabletop that we don't want it to look like a tabletop. We want it to look like this imaginary or futuristic or world with buildings and stones and debris and towers and mountains and lakes. And the games themselves, you know, they can take days to play. And then what do? Well, we YouTube really fastly speed painting 200 miniatures at the same time in 24 hours, super fast, excellent, super duper result in no time videos. Hack. Shortcut. What's up with that? Like, I remember when I was a kid painting miniatures, and I didn't really have that big a community. There was no internet, for one thing, and I was just sort of painting with mainly one friend and like sometimes some more friends, like a brother and his friends. And it was more about just sitting around the table, maybe going like, ooh, I actually managed to paint a goblin's head today. And then you meet up like 2 weeks later and then you go, yeah, let's do the arm. And that was about it. The communities are just so much bigger today. We have internet, we have Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, all these things where we see so many other people's fully painted armies. We see a lot of sort of commission painters going like, you know, I did this in 2 days and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And we're not smart enough to sort of go think, but yeah, well, you know, that's actually that person's day job. I paint like a couple of hours in the weekend, and thus I must use speed painting to get done because otherwise I won't get stuff on the table. And in the end, how many of us actually do want to speed paint? Like in the end, are you like pleased with the result, or was it just that initial thought that, wow, I really want to get these on the table fast? You might have been noticing that, you know, in this video, I'm sort of playing the devil's advocate here. I'm asking questions. I'm pretty much asking these questions to myself because I've done it. I want my miniatures on the table fast. I get stressed out that things take time, and I made videos about speed painting, and pretty much every other video I do, I go like, this is fast. This is a fast way of doing this. This is a fast way of doing that. On YouTube, where you watch videos, most of us go like, okay, well, this video went well, which means that, you know, a lot of people watched it and they were interested, and you get a lot of comments and feedback and, you know, stuff like that. So I'm going to stick to sort of something along that line, which means that if the viewers are really interested in speed painting because they're stressed out, that means that there will be more speed painting videos produced. If all the viewers would be like Zen paint monks, like floating around with like paintbrushes like this, so maybe they can even sort of paint by brainwave force kind of a thing, going like, I'd like to see a video of someone spending an hour a day for the rest of the year just working on a face. Then all the videos on YouTube, or a lot more of them, would be like that. If I would release a video tomorrow, and one of them would be Indomitus box, epic speed painting Necrons. Or I would release a video that says episode 5, painting cloak on random dragon rider highlights. Which one do you think would get the most views? And I'm not really liking how this sort of the new community that we're going, that is great, sort of affects the hobby itself and how we interact with YouTube, and thus how sort of YouTube creators create stuff. You know, it's sort of push and pull kind of a thing. That in my world just is getting more and more focused on how fast things are supposed to go. I mean, we've got contrast paints have been released to help us do things faster, like a completely new, well, it's not completely new, but as an idea, as you can buy it in a bottle and anyone can buy it, it's a new thing. And the entire games themselves are changing. So instead of going like, yeah, you're gonna have to buy like 200 miniatures and then you can play the game. Now it's like, no, you just need to buy 5, and it's called skirmish, and so the games are faster. And I don't mean that's negative. There's lots of people that appreciate skirmish games, and if you want to squeeze them into your spare time and you only have that much, that's great. But I just feels like I'm sitting here watching a hobby that maybe was a little bit more relaxing. Things took a lot longer. We accepted that fact into sort of, yeah, I can do everything really fast now, so I just need to do even more fast. Like there's skirmish games, so I can play like 3 skirmish games in a row, but then I need like 5 different teams for my skirmish game. And in the end, you're painting the same amount of miniatures that you would for a full army, and your game's time is the same amount of time. It's just in our heads we're thinking that things need to go fast. Now there is a lot of gray areas. Like obviously some people like painting miniatures more than others, and some people really just want to speed paint because you know, it's painting's not that big a deal. I just want them to look all right on the table. So I've just been stating stuff, which might be obvious to a lot of people, and some of it I might just be making up. It's the great thing of being a YouTube creator. I've got lots of responsibility, and at the same time I've got none. But what can we do to change this? Well, you might not think it needs to be changed. I don't really know if it needs to be changed, but personally, I need to change. Because I'm starting to stress out. I'm starting to stress out over getting videos done, which means, you know, because I need to paint miniatures or build stuff, and it sort of takes time. And also the way it affects my videos, as I said before, like what's up with the speed painting thing? Lots of people are better at it than me. Why should I make sort of speed painting videos? That's not the aspect of the hobby that I enjoy. I enjoy taking my time. And so personally, I'm probably not going to be using the word speed anymore. Maybe efficient, maybe practical. It's not about the time, it's about the process, and whatever way you like the process. I also want to start using the word complicated more. Like, here is a really complicated way of painting a miniature. I'm also going to try and probably take more time to make the one video and maybe not release them as often. Because here's one of the reasons why I don't really like the sort of speed world that we've built around this hobby. If you expect your sort of YouTube creator to have a fresh video up every week, and you know it's supposed to be excellent, it's, you know, you're not giving them enough time to be excellent, unless they're sort of really big and can make money and they make their living out of it. I do this in the evenings, and I've had ideas in the past for videos that I've just sort of, you know, chosen not to do because I realized, like, well, I have to work like for a month to do this project that I want to make a video out of, but I need to get 4 videos done in a month, not just the one. And so I'm going to try and sort of relax that thought, because I'd rather show you the stuff that I want to show you and not the stuff that I think that you want to see. There's an old sort of really good public broadcast corporation, BBC kind of, motto, which is like you should be giving people what they didn't know they wanted, which is actually something that I can really appreciate. If you like speed painting, I'm not saying you shouldn't speed paint. I'm saying if you don't like speed painting, stop speed painting. Take your time. It's a hobby. If you play games and you're worried that, I'm not going to get the army done in time, well, if you're playing it with friends, you can just go, guys, I'm just going to paint the one mini at a time, and the rest are going to have to be gray during the rest, do you mind? And if they say, no, you're going to have to paint them all, then maybe you should just start playing with some other folks that are, maybe a little bit more laid back. If you're into, if you play professionally and you need to have all your miniatures painting, but painting really stresses you out, money is time or whatever, like pay someone to paint it and just get that stress out of your life. We're supposed to be having a good time. We're supposed to just be refreshed after our hobby time and go, oh, that's a lovely looking goblin's head. Not sort of ending our hobby time with going, okay, I've done 10, I just need to do another 20, and then I can buy that new game so that I can paint another. Thanks for watching. Bye.